Hi, and welcome to my channel. So my name is Michelle, and primarily this is a tarot channel, but I am starting to expand into astrology here. And so this video is going to be a forecast for all 12 signs for the next 2 weeks, starting with the new moon on March 21st. And so there's a lot of energy happening here. So between March 21st and April 5th, so we have the new moon in Aries. So the sun moves into Aries on March 20th, and then the next day we have the new moon in Aries. And so this new moon in Aries is all about new beginnings, and this is a really big energy. But right after that, we have another big energy. So on March 23rd, Pluto enters Aquarius. And so Pluto is one of these outer planets that does take a long time to move from sign to sign. So when it goes into Aquarius, that's a big deal here. There is going to be this energy shift that is going to be felt across the board, and there is going to be an impact, but it is going to impact everybody a little bit differently. And so that's where I'll get into by each sign. What does that mean? How is it going to impact you? What is that focus area of your life? I'm going to talk a little bit about Mars moving into Cancer. And so Mars being a planet that's closer to us, and so it's going to move a little bit faster. This is energy that will be around from March 25th until May 20th. And then we have Venus entering Gemini towards the end of this 2-week forecast. And so I'm going to start here talking a little bit about new moons. And so from an energy standpoint, this one, the new moon, so in all new moons, new moon and the sun are essentially on top of each other. So that's the new moon. And with this new moon is new beginnings. And when you think about what the moon represents, the moon is our feelings, it's our desires, it's all of the things that we think and we feel about what it is that we want. It's the way that we perceive the world through emotions. And then the sun is really at this point illuminating that. That's the purpose of the new moon. And the reason that you hear so much about like new moon intentions, it's what is it that you've been keeping inside that you want to now express to the world? How do you make what you're feeling and what you desire a reality? And that's really what the new moon is about. And so if you've ever heard anybody talk about new moon intentions, this is really the reason why. It's about drawing attention, allowing the sun to illuminate what you've kept hidden within yourself. And so there's a lot of other energy happening here. In fact, when I look at the chart, there's a lot happening all within the sign of Aries. So starting with the Mercury connection. So we have the sun, the moon, and Mercury all very close to each other. And so what does that mean? So we've got your feelings that are hidden that are now going to come to light with the sun. We've got Mercury. So Mercury is how you express yourself. It's how you process information. And so when you think about how you communicate, that's Mercury. What is it that you want to communicate? So that's now the sun-moon connection and drawing that attention to what do you need to feel fulfilled? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? And then actually putting that out to the universe here. We also have the sun and moon are in a square to Mars. So Mars is actually the ruler of Aries. So you've got the sun and the moon and Mercury all in the sign of Aries. You've got Mars in the sign of Gemini. And so Mars being the ruler of Aries, this connection here might make some of these initial first steps that you need to take a little bit more difficult. Aries, great initiator. First sign in Zodiac, it says, I'm ready. Let's take this leap of faith. I'm not really thinking of anything else. I'm not thinking of the consequences. Let's just get started. But the connection now to Mars indicates, okay, you might be willing and ready to take that leap of faith, but you are going to have to try. I mean, it's not something that's going to come natural to you. There is this kind of difficult aspect with the square here. So success is not off the table. It's definitely possible. You just need to take some action. And so Mars is action. So there is this whole kind of connection here. And so Mars is actually in the sign of Gemini, and Gemini is a very detail-oriented sign. So when you think about, okay, I'm ready. I know what I want. I'm going to take that first step. Gemini and Mars is saying, okay, but the actions you need to take, they need to be thought through. You need to really understand the details here. So what are the details of the steps that you're taking? You might be ready to just go all in, but what is it that you need to do? What kind of follow through do you need here? Because there is going to be another planet that comes into play here. So we have Neptune. And what's really interesting here is that the sun and moon are actually conjunct Neptune, but they're not in the same sign. And so Neptune is actually in Pisces, but it's at 25 degrees of Pisces, where the new moon and the sun are both at 0 degrees. So they're only a few degrees apart. So they're very close together. They're just in different signs. Neptune in Pisces is dreaming. Neptune is all about mysticism, spirituality, any kind of, could possibly be escapism. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, so it's really enhancing that energy. So when you think about what does that mean when it comes to your dreams, it's really encouraging you, kind of sky's the limit, but there's going to be other energies here that really kind of allow you to put a little bit more into it than just that. Don't just say, you know what, I want to be whatever it is. I want to be president of the United States. It's not going to be something where I can just immediately have it handed to me or not put any thought into how do I get there. And that's what this is all about. There's going to be this push to, yes, go after your dream. Your dream is possible, but you need to be realistic in your expectations and in the steps that you need to take to get there. We do have the sun and moon in a sextile with Pluto. So this is at the time of the new moon, because Pluto will move into Aquarius a couple days later, but at the time of the new moon, it's in Capricorn. And so when you're thinking about your dreams and what it is that you need to do, Capricorn is really requiring you to come up with a strategy. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about, okay, what is my game plan? I am not going to make this easy for you. You're going to have to put the work in. So really be strategic in what you're doing. Come up with that step by step. If this happens here, let me do that. If that happens, let me do that. And really just kind of coming up with some sort of game plan here. Because in the backdrop of all of this, we do have Saturn that moved into Pisces just a couple weeks ago. And so Saturn in Pisces, so it's about your dreams, but it's also about grounding them and coming up with a plan and allowing yourself to really make your dreams a reality, but you're going to have to do it in a way that makes sense and that's realistic for you. And so there is this taking the first step. Don't let fears hold you back. Pluto can control fears, so kind of be aware of that as well. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith here, but then also have a game plan. Have this kind of action-oriented plan. And so now I'm going to get into the forecast for all 12 signs. So starting with Aries and Aries rising. So for Aries, the new moon is impacting your first house. Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to impact your 11th house. And so the first house is all about you. 11th house is all about your community. And so really tying the two together, what steps do you need to take in your community? So community could be your friends, maybe extended family, coworkers, people that you would go to on a regular basis or that you would spend time with on a regular basis. What kind of dreams, what do you need to pursue in order to feel fulfilled in that kind of headspace, heart space? What kind of boundaries need to change here? How do you connect with your community? What is it that you're looking for here? That's the emphasis over the next couple of weeks. Then we move into Taurus and Taurus rising. And so the new moon is going to impact your 12th house. We have Pluto entering Aquarius, and that's going to impact your 10th house. So 12th house, this is endings. This can also be secrets. So again, thinking of like the moon, what's hidden for you. Pluto moving into Aquarius, so the 10th house. So what about your career? Is there something here in your career that needs to change that's going to help you feel more emotionally fulfilled? Is there something here, maybe some roles and responsibilities that need to change, or any kind of old structure that needs to be modified or even just torn down altogether in order for you to feel fulfilled here? And how do you kind of navigate that? Because it's going to feel very uncomfortable with this house of endings and secrets being illuminated. It's really drawing attention to what needs to change in your career. For Gemini and Gemini rising, so the new moon is going to impact your 11th house, and Pluto entering Aquarius is going to impact your 9th house. And so Interesting enough, you are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in your sign right now at the time of the new moon. And so this is giving you an opportunity to really communicate to a broader audience. This 11th house energy is all about community. It's about the people that you spend time with on a regular basis. It could be coworkers, but it's really just the people that you surround yourself with outside of your family, and maybe even some one-to-one relationships. So this is that broader community around you. And so what is it that you want to do in that aspect that's going to help you grow as a person, that you feel like this is what I want, this is my dream, this is what I'm going to pursue? With Pluto entering Aquarius in your 9th house, that's expansion. So there's this emphasis here, maybe in your community, you're not so outspoken, or you are not just that person that is that glue that holds everyone together. That could all be changing. You are going to be more front and center, even if you've never been there before, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable to you. There's something about this that is putting you in the spotlight and allowing you to really reach a broader audience. It could be that maybe you're making additional friends and you're allowing more people into your circle. There's something here about your community and your role within this community that's expanding in a way that has you pursuing your dreams. And so for Cancer and Cancer rising, so the new moon is going to impact your 10th house, and Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to impact your 8th house. So 10th house, career; 8th house, other people's finances. So these would be the finances connected to your career. Very easily could be if you're working for an outside company, which most people are. And so the new moon in your 10th house, from a career standpoint, what are your goals? What are your ambitions? What is it that needs to change here in order for you to feel happy and satisfied at your job? With Pluto moving into Aquarius, this could indicate that you might be getting a raise or some sort of promotion, or something that possibly leads to some sort of bonus. There's something here with whatever modifications you're seeking in your career are going to lead to an increase in finances. Finances that are coming from another company, some outside source. For Leo and Leo rising, and so the new moon is going to impact your 9th house. Pluto entering Aquarius is going to impact your 7th house. So 9th house is expansion. So what are you ready to do, Leo? So 9th house, you want to grow an area of your life. So intuitively, when I was working on my notes for this, I was picking this up, that you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, and it feels a lot like you're ready to grow, you're ready to expand, you're ready for the next big thing in your life. And so when I see Pluto in Aquarius, this is going to come down to your one-to-one relationships. So this could be your romantic relationships, long-term commitments, possibly even a marriage, if you're in one or pursuing one. This could be that deepening of a relationship to get to that long-term commitment. There's something here in your one-to-one relationships that's going to transform, and it's going to transform, it's going to grow in a way that is going to help you pursue exactly what it is that you want, because this is all about your dreams, and this is also about removing any barriers. If fear has been a barrier, this is about removing that fear, removing that restriction, and allowing yourself, and really just kind of taking that leap of faith and just pushing through in order to get what you want. So it's all here and it's all possible. It's just a matter of how much work are you willing to put into it. And so for Virgo and Virgo rising, so we have the new moon impacting your 8th house. Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to impact your 6th house. So 8th house, other people's money. 6th house, your daily routines. So there's income, there's money coming towards you from an outside source that is going to change your daily routine. So this could be something where, like, maybe you get a new job and it's more money, and maybe instead of commuting, you're now working from home. That would be a scenario. Or it could be some sort of modification of that type of scenario. This could also be, maybe you're getting some sort of inheritance. Maybe you're getting some dividend from an investment, and that's allowing you to maybe scale back at work or make some modifications to your job. This could even be, for some people, this might even be retirement, where something is changing about your daily life and it's connected to finances that come in through an outside source that's really in alignment with what you want. This is part of your dream. How do you make this a reality? Because it's not just going to happen. This is something where, and putting in the work, coming up with a plan. This could be making sure that you have everything that you need in order, if it's to retire. Do you have everything set up from a medical standpoint, all of it? If this is something where you're changing jobs or maybe even expanding within a job or something like that, do you have everything that you need? Is there anything else that you need in order to make this dream come true for you? For Libra and Libra rising, so Libra, romance is completely being highlighted for you. So the new moon is impacting your 7th house. Pluto entering Aquarius is going to impact your 5th house. So the 7th house is one-to-one relationships, could be romantic relationships, could be marriage, could even be business partnerships. It's really just those one-to-one connections that you have with another person. We also have the 5th house here. So 5th house is romance. So this would be passions, hobbies, short-term romances. This could also be any kind of maybe children, anything that you just find pleasure in your life. And so heavily connected, the romance thing is just really rampant here. And so from a 7th house standpoint, what is it that you want? Is it the deepening of an existing connection? So if you're married and then this is about, kind of rejuvenating the romance in the marriage. If it's a long-term commitment or anything like that, again, like how do I revive the romance here? How do I pursue exactly what I want? Or is it something along the lines of, I've been thinking about what type of relationship I want for the long term. Maybe I'm in a relationship with somebody and I want to deepen it. I want to take it to a 7th house. I want to take it from a short term to a long term or something along those lines. There is definitely a connection between these two houses and there's something very transformative here. And it's definitely in alignment with what you're looking for. This is one aspect of your dreams because we all have multiple dreams at all times. And so this would be one of the dreams that you're trying to pursue. And anything that's been holding you back, fear, I'm getting fear right now, but if there's something here, any kind of boundaries that exist or just a way of thinking like it always has to be this way. I've always done it XYZ and it always has to be this way. Is that true still? It doesn't feel like it's true anymore. With Pluto in Aquarius, this is telling me that you need to reconsider and reevaluate and really break down those barriers that you've set up for yourself. And those barriers could be connected to fear. So just don't let fear hold you back here. The communication may not be easy, may feel very uncomfortable, but there is this sense of take that leap of faith. Allow yourself to be open to the possibility of success here because it is possible. It's very possible. And for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, so we have the new moon impacting your 6th house, and we have Pluto entering Aquarius that's impacting your 4th house. So the 6th house, daily routines, 4th house, home. So when you think about, okay, what about your daily life do you want to change? What's not working for you anymore? What modifications do you want to do in that respect? And then connect it to the home. And so are you thinking about moving? Selling a home, buying a home, all of these things can be highlighted with this connection here with the 4th house and the 6th house. So is it maybe some sort of communication here connected to your home? What about your daily routine needs to change? And for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, so the new moon is impacting your 5th house and Pluto in Aquarius is impacting your 3rd house. So 5th house being passions, hobbies, children, short-term romances. 3rd house, short distance travel, communication, all of these types of energies. When I look at the new moon in your 5th house, what about your passions, your hobbies, or maybe even your approach to romantic relationships are you looking to change? Is there something here that needs to be modified in order to, I'm getting grounded. Do you need to ground something here in order to make it reality? What is that game plan? What are those action steps that you need to take and then take the first one? With Pluto moving into Aquarius, 3rd house, so this is communication. So even though during the new moon, there is this difficult aspect to being able to communicate yourself in a free way, you are kind of holding yourself back a little bit with this communication, but there is this kind of push for you to really be open about what you want. And really with Pluto and Aquarius, it's don't let anything hold you back. Break down those boundaries, limitless. Think about, you know what, if I put it all out there, then I put it all out there. If I hold back, then the other person will never know. And so connecting these two allows you to really kind of break free from whatever restrictions or limitations you felt and open yourself up to the possibilities here. And so for Capricorn and Capricorn rising, so we have the new moon in your 4th house. We have Pluto in Aquarius in your 2nd house. And so 4th house, home, 2nd house, finances. So what is it about your home life are you looking to change? Is there something here maybe connected to your parents or some sort of ancestor? What about your home life are you looking to change? Pluto in Aquarius, 2nd house. So this would be your own personal finances connected to your home. What is it that you're trying to pursue? Are you trying to buy something for your home? Are you maybe investing in a home? Investing in your home, maybe doing some sort of remodel or upgrade or anything along expansion in some way. There's something here very connected to your house and money. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, so the new moon is in your 3rd house and the Pluto in Aquarius is going to impact your 1st house. So 3rd house, communication. Despite the difficult aspect connected to communication with this new moon, there is this push for you to be able to communicate exactly what it is that you want. With Pluto entering the 1st house, or I'm sorry, entering your sign of Aquarius, impacting your 1st house. So this is all about you. What do you want? What about you needs to change? There is some sort of internal change that you're making that you want to start speaking out loud. There's something where you have been really keeping your feelings to yourself about a specific situation or an approach to a type of situation that now you're getting ready to speak out loud to a bigger audience. And I'm intuitively getting some of this. It's not necessarily coming from the houses here, but it does feel like when you're ready to have that communication, be ready to have that communication. Have a game plan here. Take those steps. And for Pisces and Pisces rising, so the new moon is in your 2nd house, and we have Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house. So new moon in your 2nd house. So this is your personal finances. Pluto in Aquarius, 12th house. So this could be endings or secrets, anything that would be hidden from the rest of the world. And so what is it about your finances that needs to change? What is it? Do you need to let go of something? Do you need to maybe adjust your spending habits, maybe stop spending in a specific area, or just stop giving money towards something specifically, or maybe you're just about to do that anyway. But there's something here about your finances improving once you remove something from the mix. Maybe it's paying off a specific debt and now you're going to have more money. It's maybe, I'm going to say, trading in your car, getting something cheaper. And so this way you would have more money. What is it about having more money that helps you achieve your dreams? Because that is definitely being highlighted here. And so that's the forecast for all 12 signs. It was a little bit brief this time. I only really highlighted those 2 big energies. The next forecast the next 2 forecasts might be a little bit longer. So we have the full moon in Libra, and then after that we actually have the total solar eclipse in Aries on April 19th. So full moon April 6th, and then after that April 19th are going to be a little bit bigger. So this is your forecast. I hope it resonates. Let me know what you think below, and if the last one actually kind of came true for you, because I know for me it did. So thank you for checking out my channel, and I will see you soon. Take care.